In the shadowed dawn of a new era, a streak of fire tears across the horizon at 20 times the speed of sound, invisible to radar, unyielding to gravity. It dances through the atmosphere like a vengeful specter, closing the distance from launch to annihilation in mere minutes. This is no mere web and eats, the harbinger of a global reckoning, where empires clash not with thunderous fleets, but with whispers of hypersonic fury. Welcome to the arms race that could redefine the fragile threads of peace, hypersonic missiles, the game changers of 2025. The story begins, not in the sterile labs of today, but in the embers of yesterday's complacency. It was the early 2000s when whispers of a new threat echoed through the halls of the Pentagon. Conventional missiles, plotting at Mach 1 or 2, were relics in an age where adversaries dreamed of striking with impunity. Russia, emboldened by post-Cold War shadows, unveiled the avant-garde hypersonic glide vehicle in 2080 in a nuclear-tipped Phantom, capable of maneuvering at Mach 20, evading every shield America had built. China, ever the silent architect, followed suit with the DF-17 in 2019, a roadmobile beast that could hug the Earth at Mach 10, rendering carrier strike groups obsolete in the South China Sea. By 2020, the alarm bells rang louder. North Korea's one, Iran's Fatawan prototypes. These were not outliers, but harbingers. The US, caught in a decade of asymmetric wars against insurgents, awoke to a peer-level nightmare. Hypersonic weapons promise prompt global strike, the ability to hit anywhere on Earth in under an hour without the escalatory weight of ICBMs. Congress poured billions into the conventional prompt global strike program, birthing initiatives like the Army's long-range hypersonic weapon, or LRHW, codenamed Dark Eagle. It wasn't born of aggression, but necessity, to counter a world where delay meant defeat, where a single missile could decapitate command in seconds. By 2025, as tensions simmered over Taiwan and Ukraine's scarred frontiers, these weapons emerged not as choices, but imperatives forged in the crucible of fear that the sky itself might betray us. At the heart of this revolution lies engineering that borders on the poetic, a symphony of materials and malice designed to conquer the unforgiving void. Take Dark Eagle, the U.S. Army's crown jewel, a ground-launched Titan, 34 feet long and weighing over 18,000 pounds. Mounted on mobile transporter erector launchers that vanish into the terrain like ghosts, its airframe is a marvel of carbon-carbon composites and ultra-high temperature ceramic alloys that withstand 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit without flinching, where titanium would melt and steel would vaporize. No wings in the traditional sense. Instead, a wedge-shaped common hypersonic glide body, or CHGB, 20 feet of aerodynamic defiance rides the shockwave of its own passage, a wave rider that skips across the upper atmosphere like a stone on water. Stealth is woven into its DNA. Radar-absorbent coatings and a low observable profile scatter X-band waves, making it a shadow to AESA. Radars. Avionics pulsed with silicon carbide processors, hardened against electromagnetic fury, feeding data to inertial navigation systems fused with GPS-denied star trackers. It's not just a missile. It's a thinking predator. Its onboard computers plotting mid-flight corrections with the precision of a surgeon's scalpel. Across the Pacific, China's DF-17 mirrors this at 36 feet, with a hypersonic glide vehicle cloaked in similar ablative shields. Its body, a lattice of tungsten and rare earth alloys that defy ablation. Russia's Zircon, sea-launched from submarines, opts for a scramjet core, its titanium frame etched with plasma channels to bleed heat. These are not brute machines. They are evolutions, born from wind tunnels and supercomputers, where every gram shaved means seconds stolen from the enemy's response time. Power, in this realm, is the alchemy of speed and sustenance. Dark Eagle's two-stage solid rocket booster, crafted by Lockheed Martin and ignites with 500,000 pounds of thrust in the first phase alone, a roar that propels it to 60 miles altitude in under 60 seconds. No afterburners here. It's all chemical fury, accelerating to Mach 17 before releasing the glide body, which coasts at Mach 5+, dipping and weaving to 100,000 feet. Top speed. A blistering Mach 20 in re-entry, enough to cross continents while a pilot sips coffee. Climb rate is irrelevant. Its vertical launch to orbit's edge butt range stretches beyond 1,725 miles, with a service ceiling that mocks the Kármán line. Fuel efficiency. The solid propellant burns clean. No liquid complexities, allowing batteries of 4 missiles per launcher to redeploy in hours. Contrast this with Russia's air-launched from MiG-31s. Its liquid-fueled rocket delivers Mach 10 over 1,200 miles, with afterburner-like boosts from its Iskander-derived engine, climbing at 65,000 feet per minute. China's J-21, fired from H-6 bombers, harnesses a ramjet-scramjet hybrid for sustained Mach 6, dashes up to 930 miles. Its thrust vectoring enabling hairpin turns that laugh at interceptors. These engines aren't mere motors. They are the beating hearts of nations, pulsing with the raw energy to shrink the world end with it. The margin for mercy. Armed to the teeth, yet surgical and intent, these weapons blur the line between sword and scalpel. Dark Eagle carries a 2,000-pound conventional warhead in its glide body. But whispers persist of nuclear variants, though the US insists on precision strikes. Its GPS ins guidance achieving circular error probable under 10 meters. No guns or pods. It's pure kinetic poetry, augmented by electronic countermeasures that jam seeker heads with broadband noise. Targeting a pod-like infrared seeker in the nose, cooled to cryogenic perfection, locks on mobile assets from 600 miles out. Russia's avant-garde, nuclear-armed at 2 megatons, deploys decoys and plasma stealth to spoof S-500 radars. It's a ESA-derived seeker-piercing electron clouds. Iran's Fatah-1, unveiled in 2023 and tested against Israel in June 2025. Packs a 1,000-pound high-explosive core with maneuverable fins, evading Arrow 3 defenses via low trajectory glides at Mach 13 to 15. ECM suites across the board, chaff dispensers, infrared decoys turn these missiles into electronic bombs. Conventional unitary or cluster, but the real bite is in the speed. Impact energy alone can crater runways without explosives. Radar types vary. Pulse Doppler for terminal homing, synthetic aperture for ground mapping. In this arsenal, firepower isn't measured in tons, but in terror knowledge that no bunker is deep enough, no fleet fast enough. Their baptism by fire has been a tapestry of triumphs and trials, etching lessons into the annals of modern war. Russia's Kinzhal entered the fray in Ukraine. 2022 launched from MiG-31s. It shredded arms depots near Kinzhal at Mach 10, with hit rates above 80% in early salvos, though Ukrainian patriots claimed intercepts by 2024, exposing vulnerabilities to layered defenses. China's DF-17 dazzled in 2021 South China Sea exercises, simulating strikes on mock U.S. carriers, gliding 1,100 miles with evasive jinx that outfoxed Aegis simulations. The U.S. Dark Eagle's operational debut came in Exercise Talisman Sabre 2025 Down Under in Australia. 2 launchers in the Northern Territory. Unleash salvos at 1,000-mile targets, achieving 100% terminal accuracy in multinational fire drills, integrating with F-35 data links for real-time queuing. Training regimens are relentless. U.S. batteries drilled with HIMARS for rapid repositioning. Russian crews simulate Arctic launches from Kirov-class cruisers. Real conflicts? Iran's Fatah-1 barrage on Israeli assets in June 2025 pierced 70% of intercepts, scarring airfields and forcing F-35 scrambles. No outright air wars yet, but exercises like Red Flag 2025 pitted hypersonic sims against Blue Force radars, where Dark Eagle kills routinely evaded 90% of threats. These are not stories of glory, but grim validations. Weapons that perform mean lives, spared on one side, lost on the other. In the cockpit of doctrine, these missiles rewrite the rules of aerial dominion. Pilots know, operators don't dogfight, they orchestrate from afar. U.S. tactics fuse Dark Eagle with NGA. Deloyal wingmen, launch from dispersed sites. Glide phase, masked by low observable Doronza terminal sprint. Queued by space-based sensors. Domination comes through saturation valleys, overwhelming S-400 grids, forcing enemies into reactive postures. Russia's doctrine emphasizes escalate to de-escalate. Kinzhal threats hold NATO at bay, air-launched for deniability. China integrates DF-17 into a 280 bubbles, denying sea lanes by arcing glides over horizons. Pilots trained in virtual hypersonic chases, mastering the skip glide to extend range 30%. Turning skies into kill webs where prediction fails, and adaptation is the only salvation yet. In this sprint, no lead is eternal. Dark Eagle edges the Russian Zircon, and accuracy at CHGB's maneuverability trumps the scramjets. Straight line sprints hitting moving ships at 725 miles where Zircon falters beyond 1.0 but lags China's DFCF in maturity. Beijing systems boast nuclear multiplicity, allowing MERV-like decoys that US conventional loads can't match. Zircon's sea launch versatility haunts submariners, outpacing Dark Eagle's ground tether, yet its Mach 9 ceiling yields to Avangard's orbital ghosts. Balanced, it's a triad of terrors. America chases precision, Russia volume, China integration, each a mirror to national souls, known Imbi Sibiru. Today, in November 2025, these shadows lengthen. The US fields Dark Eagle batteries across the upgrades eyeing AI swarms for 2027. Russia stockpiles Kinzhals amid Baltic drills. Iran proliferates FADA variants to proxies. Future iterations. Hypersonic attack crews, missiles for B-21s. Blackbeard integrants on Himmers affordable, mobile, unstoppable. Users span superpowers to upstarts. Australia's PRS-M hypersonic hybrids. India's HST-DV at Mach 6. Upgrades whisper of directed energy seekers. Quantum resistant comes. The horizon gleams with promise and peril. And so we stand, gazing at trails of plasma etching the night. These missiles not mere iron, but mirrors of our fractured ambition. They symbolize air powers, cruel metamorphosis from noble eagles to faceless reapers, where victory is measured in microseconds, and humanity clings to the hope that such speed might one day serve peace, not its unraveling. In their wake, we ponder, have we built gods of destruction, or merely the chains to bind our own hubris? The sky, once boundless, now whispers, warnings heed them, or be consumed.